All right, let's call Mr. Souza back in now. Thanks. Okay, we will go next to item F for discussion. Mr. Faria.
I just wanted to make the following comments. As everyone knows, I'm highly supportive of paying our staff well. But unfortunately, we're in a time of foreclosures, bankruptcies, layoffs, and declining tax revenues. I think that at a time like this, it would be imprudent to give any single employee a raise of approximately $1,000 per month, no matter how stellar his performance. I believe we are looking at some lean times ahead, and our city manager's salary is presently competitive with the market, including many cities that are larger and wealthier than our own. Therefore, I will have to oppose this salary raise at this time.
Okay, finished. Mr. Villalta.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I would request a roll call vote on this issue also.
Okay. Okay, let me step in here for a minute. If you compare our city manager's salary with salaries of comparable city managers around, in fact, our city manager's salary is still low. And also, if you would look at the desire that Los Banos have to bring in quality people, we are having problems bringing in quality people because of towns that are similar to us. The salary that they pay quality people is much higher. That can even be seen very plainly if you look at the problem we have been having bringing in a planning director. The city has been without a planning director because the salary that we have been offering is much lower. There's also, you can look very close to us a few miles away at the city of Merced. Their city manager's salary is much higher. And at the present time, only a few days ago, they were looking for a city manager and they were trying to steal ours. So I think it's prudent that when you have quality people and you probably had one or two of the best years that the city have ever had, that you at least pay people in that position a comparable salary for the job that they do. That we all, even though there are hard times, that don't mean we stop getting paid. Okay. Any other comments before we ask for a roll call vote on this? Mr. Souza.
Well, I wanted to add my comments to this item as well, and it's been stated that the city manager's salary is within market rate now, and I'm not sure I agree with that. I think there was a study done for the city, which we haven't brought out in public yet, that states that he is not at market rate, and he's worked for the city, I think, close to 9 years. I believe is what it is. And I worked here for this city for a lot of years, and the intention was always that within 5 years, if your performance so demanded, that you be at that top market rate. And I think what we're offering the city manager is less than market rate, with what the market says that should be. And I think I agree with the mayor on what he said. You know, this is the time where we're not. We need to retain our staff, and I think the word exemplary performance has been stated. I think that needs to be rewarded. I think our city is probably in better financial shape, and you can gauge that by talking to the employees within the city who work here and reflect that. And I think this is a well-deserved increase, so I would be voting yes on this motion.
Okay, before we go to the vote, Mr. Villalta, you want to come back in?
Yes, I wasn't going to mention this or at least start this tonight, but I looked at this study, and when you start comparing towns like Turlock, Tracy, Merced, Morgan Hill, Oakdale, Madera, towns that are much bigger than we are and have a much bigger budget, I don't agree with the study. You know, I wasn't going to go there tonight, but since someone did, I will. And so that's my comment.
Okay. Before we go to the vote, let me make sure one more thing is clear. It is the city manager's job to manage the city. His job to manage the city, to manage the employees, and to make sure that our city stay financially sound. That is his job. It is not his job to take care of personal requests of council members, including the mayor. There is no one sitting up here that can go and demand that the city manager hire their family or do other things that they want done. When those things are done, it is the city manager's in every right to tell them he will not involve in that conflict. He will only do his job, which is in the best interest of the city. It is not the city's manager's job to please me. His job is to manage the city. And as long as he does that job, that is what I am to judge him on. This is not a personal matter. It has nothing to do with personal feelings. It's about one thing. The man does his job, and he does an excellent job, and that's what I am to reward him on, and that's what I am to judge him on. Mr. Souza.
Well, you know, I broached the subject of competitive salaries and market rates. And, you know, we may not agree with what the survey says, but the survey is what it is. That's what the numbers say. And when I hear, you know, we live in the valley, so we can't demand the salaries that we do in the Bay Area and other cities, I don't appreciate that. The people who live in this town have the right to as much a higher standard as anyone else who lives anywhere else. And I think we've accepted the lower standard for many years. That's unfortunate because I think some of the people who work for us and the citizens within the town itself get paid lower wages or treated different because this is the valley. Well, I don't agree with that. You may not agree with the numbers, but that's what we compete with. Morgan Hills, Gilroy, San Jose's in the Bay Area to bring talent here. So if you understand how that works, you need to pay that salary in order to get that talent here. And that's my comments. And I would make a motion we approve this motion.
Mrs. Brooks.
Submitted.
I just want to make a quick comment. More than anything else, I think that we're missing something here. Is we gave the raises to department heads last year, and this fits in with those raises. It's not over and above that. It's what it is basically is a cost of living raise plus a step. What it equals out to, that percentage is still under 10%. And I know, you know, the city manager, it's a great position to have, but our city is in wonderful shape. You know, a lot of cities at this point are bankrupt, and we have Steve to thank that we're not Steve and his department heads, and I think that the increase is well deserved.
Okay, Lucy, we asked for, they wanted a roll call. Can I get you to do that?
We need a motion.
Okay. We need a motion first.
There are still 2 comments, Mayor, that needs to be made.
Okay, you want more discussion? Okay, let's start with Mr. Friel.
Since the market was brought up, how do our police officers, firefighters, clerical, other what I guess people would call line-level employees, how do their salaries compare with the salaries of the cities we're using to compare the city manager and other management salaries at this time? I wonder if maybe, Lucy, would you be the one with the answers to that?
I know that we recently went through labor negotiations with the dispatchers and CSO officers, and that did bring them up to what the city of Merced gets, and they are pretty well compensated. If not at market, they're above market if you take their salary plus benefits.
But our line level, I'm going to use line level generically, Merced is the standard for that, has been the standard for that? Is that what we're using?
This last year at the bargaining table, was what we geared towards.
Well, are we at liberty to discuss the salary survey and the cities that were included in that salary survey that we released, Mr. Vaughn?
Sure.
The cities included in that salary survey for management were cities like Los Altos, Morgan Hill, Tracy, Gilroy, Hollister. If you think the economic environment in those cities is equal to the economic environment in Los Banos, I think you need to go read your demographics. I think that it's time for us, if we're going to, and I believe in paying our wages very well, but I believe that line-level employees need to be brought up closer to those standards as well before we start increasing management salaries, because I feel it is unfair, and I feel it does a disservice to our firefighters, police, clerical, and other, and water, and all the other people that pave our streets and save our lives.
Mrs. Brooks.